We're beginning our series tonight. Hello, my name is, and tonight our topic is You Are More Than a Label. Tonight, Ben, Elliot, and I are each sharing a story about a time when we were impacted by labels. My story comes from my sophomore year. One Sunday, my friend Julie came up to me in church and said, "Guess what, Nikki?" "What?" I asked. "I'm transferring to your school." "Your what?" I remember getting the news that Julie was transferring to my school and not at all being pleased. Julie was nice enough to talk to at church, but I'd heard enough about her adventures or her behavior at her old school, her constant parties, her bad grades, her string of boyfriends, and failed friendships. I just didn't want to be part of that drama that she seemed to attract. You see, my friends and I had labeled Julie. She was a partier, and we were not. We felt a lot of pressure to do well in school and avoided trouble at all costs. Julie seemed to seek it out or just attract it. So my initial thought when I found out that she'd be at my school was, oh no, I really hope she doesn't expect us to be close friends. I got this sick feeling in the pit of my stomach because two parts of my neatly organized world were colliding, and I wasn't prepared for that. Friendship with a partier like Julie just didn't fit into my plan for high school. I had to work hard and I had to earn scholarships, and I couldn't afford to get distracted. But to Julie, it seemed like school was just a game. She didn't seem to care. Our high school was a 40-minute bus ride from where we lived. During my sophomore year, Julie sat by my friends and I on the bus most of the days. Where else did I expect her to sit after all? I was the only person she really knew. And during those long bus rides, something happened. I got to know Julie beyond the labels that my friends and I had attached to her, and I gained a great friend in the process. My friends and I learned about the challenges of her life, which explained why she tried to escape with her partying. And we caught glimpses of a truly caring person who so much of the time felt like an outsider. When we looked past Julie's labels, we discovered a great friend. And I hope as this school year begins, each of you can look past the labels that you've assigned to others and discover what God might have for you.
My name's Elliot Tenson, and when I was in middle school, I attended Pete Junior High. And I remember in 7th and 8th grade especially, labels were a huge thing. Everyone had a label, whether you liked it or not, you had a label. And I remember my label was the good kid, the kid that followed all the rules. The PK is what some people called me. The pastor's kid is what that stands for. I just remember I hated that people called me that and labeled me as that, because I felt like they were making fun of me, really, and it hurt. It hurt me inside, it really just tore me apart. Through that, I felt like I needed to be someone else. I thought I needed to be a rebel, kinda, and rebel against this label that I'd been given. And especially in 7th and 8th grade, I remember clearly situations throughout those couple of years just like rebelling and not following the rules because I wanted to fit in. I wanted people to like me. But the more and more that went on, the more and more I realized that wasn't who I was. And I realized that I needed to surround myself with people that had a positive influence on me. So I realized, through all of this and, rebelling against this label that I had been given, I realized, really the only label that I needed to live into was the label that God gave me. That one label God has given me, God's Son. And not leaning into that label that other people have given me because of judging me. I just look back at the verse that, for this whole series, Psalms 139, 1 and 2. "O Lord, you have searched me, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar." Through this verse, I feel like really it's just saying, God knows us. God knows us inside and out. He doesn't label us. He loves each and every one of us for who we are.
It takes 7 seconds or less to judge someone, to meet them for the first time and put a label on them of what type of person they are, what type of things they like. Take this banana. It's brown, bruised, battered. Nothing you would want to add to your breakfast plate, right? But if you don't take the time to take a look inside, you're going to miss out that it's actually perfect, ripe, and ready to be eaten. Same way for our relationships. How many times have I met someone and simply discarded them by the first impression that I placed on them within the first 7 seconds? In junior high, I had many friends who moved away, and I always wondered, what's it going to be like in their new city? Nobody knows them. But at the same time, we'd have new people move to town, and easily, just like that, classmates were judging him or her based upon their appearance. I didn't want to let that be what decided who their friends would be or not, based upon what they liked or what they might have said or how they talked. We've really got to take the time to break through those first impressions that we make in this first 7 seconds and get to know the person inside for real. The Apostle Paul writes in Galatians 5:23, "Gentleness and self-control, against these things there is no law." There is nothing against being gentle. And to have the self-control to realize that a person has been created by God and has unique talents and gifts for a reason. Apply that to your life. Have a gentle spirit, a gentle mind. Have the self-control to realize that, yeah, I put a label on you and I judged you within the first 7 seconds, but that's not what I want our friendship to be limited to. Take a step out, get to know someone, and break through the first impression labels.